What's up, everybody? It's the Oklahoma Prepper, and today I've got another video for you guys. This is a little bit different today. I received in the mail from Wise Company Quality Prepared Foods. You can go on their website and get a sample of their stuff. So let's open this thing up and let's see what we got in here. So I've got my handy dandy, trusty rusty, I don't know, Survivor is the name of it. It's just a little, it's like a little pressed out hunting knife, kind of like a Bowie knife. I'll do a review on that later. It's something someone gave me for free, and I love it. It's actually a pretty good one. I just sharpened it a couple days ago on my handy dandy sharpening stone, so it's got a little bit of an edge to it, but I'm going to open this on the desk so that I don't cut myself and hopefully not the contents in it. So anyways, about this is a friend of mine told me, hey, check out Wise Foods. They're doing a free sample of what you can of their stuff, and so all you have to do is put your order in, just put your name and address in, and they'll ship it out to you. So it comes in a plastic bubble wrap envelope, and as you see, I cut the top off, and look at this. If it isn't one of my favorites, macaroni and cheese and chili. So right now we got a chili macaroni going on. So I'm not a big fan of the two combined. I'm not a big fan of chili mac at all. I'd rather either have mac and cheese or chili, plain and simple. So this is enriched pasta and beans in a savory tomato sauce. Like I said, the only tomatoes I like is raw tomatoes. I don't like ketchup. I don't like marinara sauce. I don't like, anything that is made of tomatoes except for tomatoes. Tomatoes and fried green tomatoes are amazing. I like to slice up some tomatoes sometimes with a little bit of salt and just eat them like that. So I'm going to take a picture of the front and the back and post it up here with a really clear picture of the instructions, the ingredients, and the nutrition facts. So let's go ahead and do that right now. And cover package. Okay, so another thing this thing comes with is a little brochure. I guess it's a little catalog of what they have in here. It's just it says Wise Company Foods. You can blah blah blah. You can read because I can't see through this stuff. But anyways, let's see what it's got in it. So far it's got just pretty much talks about the Wise solution. Let me get this around. Everyday foods, the Wise solution. The foods, but as well as some survival gear. That's the back of the catalog. Make sure I didn't have to blur anything out. So that's it right there. So let's get to cooking on this chili macaroni, and we'll see how well it does. For those of you who don't know, which is everyone, I cook using my wood stove. I mostly make foil pack dinners, pork chops, potatoes, seasoning, spices, butter, whatever else dressings I want to use. Wrap it up in foil, throw it inside the wood stove. That is correct. I can take a frozen pork chop and potatoes, throw it inside the wood stove, lay it directly on coals, and it will be done in 15 minutes, and it will be tender. Yes, it will be tender. The meat is not chewy. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, so I do that, and as well with for breakfast, I'll eat some oatmeal if I don't have any any other stuff laying around, like the breakfast cakes or whatever. I'll do oatmeal, and I have a little kettle that I set on my barrel stove, and it heats up the water. It doesn't bring it to a boil, it heats it up really good. And I usually use that to, you know, if it's really cold or if I'm not feeling good, I'll make my tea with it. And I'm pretty sure you guys know, you didn't see this in the background, but I love these. These things are awesome. So I will be doing that as well. That's how I cook my stuff here at the house, because I try to be living as minimal as possible, trying to prepare and practice my skills without using a cook stove. I have not cooked on a cook stove in this house in almost 2.5 years. We'll call it 2.5 years. So that goes to show you a little bit about how, you know, and I eat, of course, we all eat daily, and I usually try to put in a decent cooked meal in every night. So it looks like this is mostly focusing on the large quantities, 5-gallon buckets, and you can get multiple, I guess these are 5-gallon buckets, I'm not quite sure. And you can get, let's see, 2, 6, let's see what else, 2, 6, 9, 3s, packs of the 5-gallon buckets, and it's got pricing on there. And specifically what these are, it says freeze-dried, you know, for example, this one says freeze-dried breakfast and entree bucket, 56 servings. This is a single bucket for $129.99, and it says includes 28 servings of entrees and 28 servings of breakfast. So this is 2 meals, so it looks like this is a breakfast and a entree, I guess. So, and it tells you a little bit about the servings, 56 servings, 14 pouches, 25-year shelf life. That is amazing. If you can get something that is maybe possibly, I don't know if this really matters, climate and humidity controlled, as well as, of course, the little mouse population control. This stuff will be amazing. So there's also 1 month, 7-day, and looks like a 72-hour survival kits. These are actually food and drink supply. So I'm not exactly sure if these are actually the drinks or drink mixes. So that's something you want to take into consideration, because if it is a drink mix, then you have to take into consideration storing the extra water for it. Also, they have freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. Excuse me, I guess for a gluten-free option, it says. It doesn't really say vegan or vegetarian. And there's one thing I noticed on the back of the label, and you guys saw it too. It says produced on equipment that also processes milk, soy, wheat, egg, shellfish, fish, tree nuts, and peanuts. So there is an allergy for pretty much dairy and tree nut allergy, as well as let's see, you know, it's not vegan and it's not vegetarian. I guess that's not vegetarian. I'm not quite sure, because I mean it's processed with shellfish and fish. So assuming it's not vegan, nor is it vegetarian. So they do have the gluten-free option as well. Freeze-dried meats. Let's see, they have cheesy beef, instant rice. That's not... Oh, okay. What is included? So they have cheesy beef, instant rice, roasted chicken, roasted beef, Southwest style chicken, teriyaki chicken, and stroganoff beef. Now they have buckets of milk. That's something I have never seen before right there. They have a 5-gallon bucket of milk. Includes 120 servings of our 20-year shelf life freeze-dried powdered whey milk. I hate freeze-dried milk. I hate powdered milk. I'm not a big fan of it. Powdered eggs, even worse. Oh my goodness. Powdered eggs. I hate powdered eggs more than I hate anything. It's just so horrible. They have a sulfur kind of a flavor to it. This is also something nice and new. 5-day survival backpack. I'm not going to go through this whole catalog with you guys. I'm just going to kind of skim through it. They have water storage, water filtration as well, and not sure what this is. Foldable solar panel, and looks like a generator, a humbless portable power generator. So there's, you know, Wise is not just going around with the foods. They also have, you know, survival gear now. They have, looks like they have a mess kit, some stoves that take either the, I'm not sure if they call it a green gas or white gas, but those little stove packs, those little fuel things as well. So I'm not gonna go in detail with everything. I pretty much already have, but Wise is there. Looks like they're starting to branch out. And dog is around here. What are you doing, Wiener Dog? Anyways, so it looks like they're starting to branch out and more go towards not just the foods, but as well as some survival gear. That's the back of the catalog. Make sure I didn't have to blur anything out. So that's it right there. So let's get to cooking on this chili macaroni, and we'll see how well it does. For those of you who don't know, which is everyone, I cook using my wood stove. I mostly make foil pack dinners, you know, pork chops, potatoes, seasoning, spices, butter, you know, whatever else dressings I want to use. Wrap it up in foil, throw it inside the wood stove. That is correct. I can take a frozen pork chop and potatoes, throw it in the woods inside the wood stove, lay it directly on coals, and it will be done in 15 minutes, and it will be tender. Yes, it will be tender. The meat is not chewy. I don't know why, I don't know how. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, so I do that, and as well with for breakfast I'll eat some oatmeal if I don't have any snack, you know, any other stuff laying around, like the breakfast cakes or whatever. I'll do oatmeal, and I have a little kettle that I set on my barrel stove, and it heats up the water. It doesn't bring it to a boil, it heats it up really good. And I usually use that to, you know, if it's really cold or if I'm not feeling good, I'll make my tea with it. And I'm pretty sure you guys know, you didn't see this in the background, but I love these. These things are awesome. So I will be doing that as well. That's how I cook my stuff here at the house, because I try to be living as minimal as possible, trying to prepare and practice my skills without using a cook stove. I have not cooked on a cook stove in this house in almost 2.5 years. We'll call it 2.5 years. So that goes to show you a little bit about how, you know, and I eat, of course, we all eat daily, and I usually try to put in. Okay guys, so like I said, it says to boil, bring 1 cup of water to a boil, add the contents into the package. Add the contents of this package into boiling water and stir. Okay, so no. The whole point, you know, for me, the whole point of this is it's supposed to be done in here. So I'm going to do that in here. Because I don't have a bowl at the moment, or I'm not going to add this into boiling water. Like I said, I use a kettle. I've got the kettle right here. It's got hot water in it. I didn't bring it to a boil, but let's just go ahead and, I might as well just do a review on this while I'm doing the, you know, unbox. So right now, I'm going to see how easy it is to open the packaging that this comes in. So far, I don't see any little cuts to tear open the packaging. So let's get out Trusty Rusty. And well, that's pretty easy. Smells like chili. It smells pretty good. And there is a it's covered in dusty goodness. It smells really good. Try to scrape some of that off back in here. Set that aside. Have some of this stuff on my. I like my chili and I like all my food to be as flavorful as possible. So, you know, I'm gonna. Smells like chili. I mean, it really does smell really good. So I'm gonna pour some of this water from the kettle into my blue. I love these little cups, and it says I'm not exactly sure how much is in a cup of this. How much? I think these are 4-ounce cups. I'm not really sure. I think a cup is 8 ounces. I don't remember. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in here. And I have a feeling I like spicy stuff, so I have a feeling I'm going to be adding a lot of red pepper to this, and I really want to do it now, but I don't want to alter the ingredients that's already in here, so that I can give you a 100% true and accurate review on the flavor of this stuff. And that is hot. So I'm just pouring it in here. Let me see if I don't melt myself. So, I don't know. Let me go get a fork and stir real quick. So, I'm going to set this to heat right there for a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, and as the Wolf Pit would say, I've got the best utensil ever made, ever created, and that's the Plastisue. Alright, so I've got some water in here. And I'm going to go ahead and mix this because the directions say mix every 15 minutes. So I've got my warm water in here, and I'm going to mix this up so I can get the water all down in all the good corners of this and make sure all the sauce is coated in water and get a maximum flavor. Because one thing I don't like, you know, like I said, I love a lot of spice and a lot of flavor in my food. But one thing I don't like is, you know, whenever you come out with just a spoonful or a fork full of the flavoring dust, it's just so aggravating. It's just so salty, and it just makes for a bad experience on your food. So it looks a little bit runny, but you know, I don't know if you can see, it's a little runny. But I don't want to add too much water, but I want to make sure I add enough. So I'm not quite sure how much these hold. It doesn't say, it usually says on the bottom 4 or 8 ounces, and I think this is a 4 ounce. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. I'll tell you what I will do is I will let it sit for a few minutes. I will roll the lid up, or the opening up, and I will let it sit for a few minutes. It says let stand 12 to 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. So I will do that. I will lean it up just like an MRE, just like a military MRE. I will lean it up against something and let the hot water do its job. And then if I need to add more water, I will add more hot water. And I will continue to stir intermittently every 15 for about 15 minutes. I'll stir about 2 or 3 more times. So let's go ahead and let this heat up. Let's let this stuff get cooked up, and then we'll be back to show you. All right, guys, we got this thing done, I think, and I'm hungry. Let's take a look at that. And I think I might have put a little bit too much water and didn't get it hot enough. So the directions said let this set for about 15 minutes and let this set for about 20 minutes. So let's take a bite. I mean, there really isn't too much color other than brown to it. Chili to me is supposed to be a little bit red. Always, never fails. To me, chili is supposed to be a little bit red. It looks like I put quite a bit too much water in it, but let's give it a taste test. If I had this to survive on, I would survive. It wouldn't be no lap of luxury. Regular everyday use, no. Tastes way too sweet. I'll give it another bite and then I'll put it down. No. Yeah. So, check out your, you know, if I had about 150 of those stocked up, and the end of the world was coming up, we're in an SHTF situation, I'd definitely tear that up. I would destroy it. Thing is, you can always add your own spices. In fact, I might add a little bit of garlic powder, see if that helps it. And to me, it's just way too sweet. I'm going to add probably some sriracha to give it a little spice, maybe some red pepper flake, and some garlic powder. Give it a little more spice, a little more flavor. But that's just me though. You guys may love it. I put entirely too much water in there. I think on something like this is very absolutely crucial to follow the directions on. So Wise Foods, if you're watching, your stuff is good. Your stuff's all right. I've had some of your stuff before, and it's really good. As far as boiling 1 cup of water and then add contents into the water and let stand for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally, those directions got to go. You guys got to come up with something that we can just add hot water to, put it in the bag, and let it sit for about 15 minutes, and it's done. The survival company, or the survival game is changing. You've got preppers and you've got survivalists, and we don't prepare for going out and taking our kitchen with us. We prepare for putting a couple of bags in the bug out bag, a couple of bags of food in the bug out bag, a couple of bottles of water, and hope we don't get lost. In a situation where we do get lost, we got to be able to. I'm sure it's just being picky, and I know you can eat this stuff right out of the bag, but if we're going to cook it, we got to get some easier instructions. So, that being said, if I would have had to rate this thing out of between a 0 to 10, I'd give it a 5. And that's probably only because of the cooking method. We're in a survival situation, and we're limited on resources. The power could be out. We may not have any gas, so we don't have a way to get it boiling, get the water boiling. We may have a little bit of a fire to be able to heat the water up, but we ain't going to get it to roll and boil. We may not have the certain dishes that they require. So, definitely work on something a little bit better where you can, boil in the bag, or, not necessarily boil in the bag, but heat in the bag and eat right out of the bag. So, I really, as far as the flavor of the chili itself, the soup, the soupiness, of course I did add too much water, I'm sure, but the flavor is there. The spices are spot on. It just tastes a little bit too sweet to me. If I had to, I'd probably add some more, You know, if I have to finish this, I'd add more. Actually, I'm gonna finish it. I don't let things go to waste. So I'm gonna add a little bit of sriracha in there to give it a little spice, some garlic powder, maybe some red pepper flake. So I think I'm gonna do. I think that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you like what you see and want to see more, click on that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well. The notification bell. Hit that notification bell as well. That way you can get notified anytime I upload any videos or even go live. I do live streams every Thursday at 8 p.m. This one was 7 earlier. But I do live streams. This last one was at 7 p.m., but I do live streams every Thursday night at 8 p.m. until Oily gets better. Oily, we're praying for you. We're hoping you get better, so please do. So until she gets better, we'll be doing live streams on my channel at 8 p.m. every Thursday night. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to check out the videos I have down below. Also, follow me on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Links are down below in the description as well. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys stay safe and keep prepping.